Welcome, everybody. My name is Fred Kitchens from Ball State University. We're talking about the Chapter Student Organization Awards program. And let me just go straight into the spreadsheet. Full screen here.
Do you want to start at the website, Fred? So maybe
That's a
recap,
really good idea.
just to show where the info is or will be,
Yes.
as well as past winners. Rehearsing on the fly, live producing here.
I'm glad you said that. It's a really good idea.
Just don't start with the boring spreadsheet.
Let me share a screen here with you. This is the, you see that? You can see that screen? Okay.
Yes, Fred.
So this is the USITCC.com website. And you're going to go in here, and I believe we're under Learn More.
If you keep, just slide down.
It's down. Okay.
So let's see.
Way down.
Yep,
I promise
towards the bottom. I know you're at the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, so way down here under Student Organization Awards from Foundation for IT Education. This is the link we're looking for, more details.
Yep.
And okay. Try it one more time. It's all embarrassing when you.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, here.
Let me see.
Student Award Application Worksheet. That'd be more direct link here.
And that's the Excel file to open up. Let me get to the site to see what's going on.
Still not connecting.
Sometimes WordPress, depending on where it's hosted, acts slow and funny, including me getting to the site right now. So I wonder if they're down. Okay, now I'm just waiting for the. Okay, there's something to do with wherever our WordPress site is hosted is having issues.
Okay, well, there is a link here on the page from.
I can't even get to the admin page to update or maintain the WordPress stuff. Yeah, they're having problems.
All right. I promise there is a link here from the USITCC.com website. And when you click it, it's going to take you to this spreadsheet. You're going to download. This was the spreadsheet from this year, and this will be updated. So you can see the logo over here, the ITSA, Information Technology Students of America. Once we switch to that, the spreadsheet will also double as an annual report. So you turn in the annual report and you're automatically entered into the student chapter competition. The first tab is a little bit hidden sometimes. This is actually a second tab. The certification note is the cover page. The very first tab over here on the left is instructions. Okay, it's got all the rules, procedures, instructions listed here. We have 6 categories: student organization meetings, and these are areas that we're trying to promote because they produce a healthy chapter and they're good for students to participate in. So meetings, points for meetings, points for student organization events, industry involvement, public speaking, online presence. And it seems like a lot of chapters have unusual projects that don't quite fit any of these other areas. So we leave a page there where you can describe those events. The awards, we have the model student organization is the sort of the first tier of awards. And then the next tier up is the premier student organization. And then the top tier then is the student organization of the year. Student organization of the year obviously is one award. The other category is model student organization and premier organization. There may be multiple in those categories. The last couple of years, we've left it very much up to the judge's discretion. We used to have set requirements and have this many points or percentage of goal points. But with COVID, we just removed all those minimum requirements and let the judges do their thing. Everyone was struggling. Everyone was just managing to keep things together. So this year, the judges have said that they want to start getting back to normal. So we'll see what they come up with. Basic rules, detail stuff, but I want to point out the categories here. So the next page then is a certification letter. This is a summary of all the next pages to come. The boxes, they're yellow, you're going to fill out. So your school, organization name, the chapter president's name, and as you fill these out, they're going to not be yellow anymore. Okay. They're yellow for a reason. To point out, you've got to enter something in here. The membership starting, membership ending. This seemed to be confusing to a lot of people this year. I don't know, it wasn't confusing last year, but suddenly this year, several chapters had issues with this. What we're looking for is a number. How many members did you have at the beginning of the year? How many members did you have at the end of the year? Okay. And then fill in, who on your campus approves you to be a chapter. These numbers in gray, those are going to auto-populate as we fill in details in the next few tabs. So the meetings tab, we've included some examples here of what kinds of things fit here. We've included a definition here, what constitutes a meeting. And then the columns here are where you multiply your points. So you're going to enter the date. You're going to enter what the meeting was about. Next column is, did you have an announcement about the meeting? And if you did, you get 3 points for that. Number of members and number of guests. You're welcome to invite guests. Guests are a half point, members are 1 point. So let's say you had 20 members and 5 guests. These columns, industry-related educational and industry-related synchronous or asynchronous or synchronous. So in these columns, you're going to put, just like the examples here, yes. Fill in yes in one of these 2 columns. It's not both, it's either or. And when you fill in yes, it's going to auto-populate your points. See that? Whoops. From 30.5 to 35.5. Okay. Just enter yes, it will auto-populate points. And then did you have any summary or notes? If you sent out meeting minutes by email, if you have some way of communicating to other members of the chapter what happened, what they missed, you get 2 points for doing that. What we do, we maintain a Facebook page. It's a closed group, members only, and somebody will take pictures and some notes and post it there. we're done. 2 points for free, just for maintaining Facebook. Those numbers added up. The total is going to be down here, and you go back to the certification letter, it'll auto-populate that number. Oops, that number right here for you. Next tab is events. Similar situation. Events are sort of bigger than a meeting. If you have a showcase or a panel discussion for the public, something bigger than a regular chapter meeting, is basically an event. And again, you're going to enter the date. You're going to tell us what the event was about in here. And if you had an announcement beforehand, that's 3 points. Number of attendees, let's say it's a big public, you hosted some kind of debate, a big public thing, you had 25 members and 100 guests. And then these yellow columns, something prepared by others, so it's a canned presentation that IBM goes and gives to every campus, that kind of thing. Developed planned by student chapter, something that your students plan, hosted, developed, presented themselves, say yes there. And the third column would be if it's something you did in exchange for some kind of financial support. If it was an event you put on for fundraising purposes, that would be financial support. You get fewer points in that category, but not by much, a 5-point difference. So for that event, we've got 138 points here. It's totaled down at the bottom, and it's auto-populated back here, 138. Simple as that. Industry involvement. And this is encouraging students to get out and be involved with industry. It might be a lunch and learn from a local company. It might be some kind of awards thing, technology awards for our industry event. Then it could even be a webinar, a corporate webinar that students attended. So again, you enter the date. Then you got some examples here of types of activities. So you can enter whatever kind of workshop this was or industry event. Number of members participating is like 3 people to that. List those people, then tell us what it was. IT-related meetings, special events, online IT conference, industry event, conferences, seminars, expos, leadership workshop, and a USITCC event, such as right now. If you had students here with us right now, let's put yes. 3 students would be 45 points right there. And again, total at the bottom, and it pops in over here under industry events. So public speaking, same deal. Enter your date. Tell us who spoke where. Last year we had our president, Cam, and Carly as well. Carly, my treasurer, online here. They did a thing for the Career Center, talking about, as students talking about their experience interviewing and finding jobs, kind of thing. So you enter a description there. There was 2 of them. Enter their names. That would probably be probably fall under the first category. I remember speaking to classes or other student groups for last membership group. I'm sorry, speaking for our own student notes, or speaking to other student groups. It'd be the 7-point category. Other student groups, just type yes. The points auto-populate. You see the total here, and it populates right back here to public speaking. really just follow the tabs. That the spreadsheet will fill itself in for you. This is the only one that isn't that format. So news, you only need, there's not a lot of opportunity for a lot of points in this category. But news, publicity, if a student member wins an award, be sure they get it in the paper. Tell us your chapter website, the advisor's name on the website, authors' names on the website, members' names on the website, and we try to encourage providing links to industry-related content, job postings, opportunities, that kind of thing, and just list them here. If you need to, if you have more than, what's this, like 4 or 5, you can go over here to the extra page and just list anything you want on the extra page. We routinely have a lot of stuff in here. I mean, job postings, interview advice, resume advice.
Hey, Fred.
Yes.
Mary asked, would we receive points for a Discord server?
That's a good question.
And that came up this morning, and this morning's session is something we can look into, including one for ITSA and things like that. So that would be a good add it to the list of changes for the updated version of the spreadsheet.
I'm making a note here. That's interesting idea.
And also maybe a clarification for attending competition events, because it's a gray area. Where does it fall into, an event or industry involvement? And then you have the tiers, some kind of, local competition event, or a regional, like a regional USITCC, or the national, because it's always where does this go?
Right. Really good point. I made a note there. And Discord, really good points there. Yes, thank you. And again, the points will populate here and back to the certification letter. And then the special projects, these are the oddball things that absolutely don't fit anyplace else. So just fill in, give a nice description of what it was so judges can read and understand what it was. And we asked the chapter advisors, give the judges a starting point. Consider how many points other events are worth, and give us your starting point of how to think about this as in terms of points. But give a nice description and numbers participating, and we'll see what the judges come up with in that regard. But everything goes back to the certification letter. By the time you finish, you have numbers all filled in here. And then submit it, and we'll see what the judges think. Any other questions?
And Fred, the website is working fine. Whatever reason, there was a delay in it being able to do its thing.
Okay, so back to the website.
Which of course happens intermittently. So go to the very last bottom link right there.
Okay. There we go. Yeah.
So there's the levels of award or designation.
Yep, right there.
Model Premier and the org of the year. And then there's the past 2 years we've had this program. the much longer list of 2021 recognized IT student organizations all at the premier level. And back in 2020, since it was brand new, there was a few less applicants, and they were all designated as premier. So far, there has not been an overall IT student organization of the year, primarily because 2020 and 2021 were the COVID years. So you could debate and argue it however you want to. Everybody was struggling.
Right. Yeah, the judges haven't indicated to me they want to get back to the tiered levels and they're a little more discriminating, and so we'll see what they come up with. And then this would be the spreadsheet, right? Whoops.
Oops.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
we're
put
back.
that.
Yeah. But anyway, it's linked
any-
to the
any
actual
other day-
physical web sheet.
But I was told we did actually, this is the truth, we did actually have sunspots last night, so that might be what's causing the problem. But yes, normal circumstances, the link would work and you can download the spreadsheet.
And I can share the Texas State application if you want another example with data already filled in.
Sure.
So somebody needs to let me.
Stop sharing. And Carly, does he have permission to share screens?
Not yet.
Let's see.
I
All
can now.
participants, yep, he should.
Okay. So this is the Texas State University, and I think I saw Nia in the list of attendees, so she can chime in. She wasn't one of the ones that helped us fill this out, but I'm sure she's going to be because she's one of our officers and a membership coordinator. But we started the year at 15. Again, COVID Zoom only, lackluster. Nobody wants to do anything because what are you paying for? Nothing except a Zoom link. And then we got much stronger because we started resuming live meetings in the fall. So you can see we more than doubled our membership. And the number of org meetings we had, you can see the summary as Fred referred to, where it automatically populates. Then on the meetings, let me scooch back. For whatever reason, the dates went away. They were there. I don't know what happened. But the dates and the topics and the number of, announcements and members and guests. And actually, this looks totally, because there's no way there could have been just one guest. So I don't know what happened here. Maybe somebody forgot to log it. So that's kind of strange. Then on the industry involvement, we had a first gen networking event on campus and the number of officers participating. And then we went to regionals. So you can tell what I obviously did. I declared regionals the same as nationals. I wonder if this is a previous version, but it does say final. Because we did participate in the virtual sessions a year ago also. So somewhere the rainbow that fell through the cracks, apparently. And the public speaking, recruiting events, advisory board meetings, things like that. Online presence, we basically don't do a whole lot, but we have a website and we send out student org reminders and things like that. So not a lot of points there. And then we just put our IT symposium event that I mentioned earlier this morning in that previous session that we recruit and, basically invite high school IT students and faculty members to our campus. And I just quoted all the officers and members that participated, as well as the number of attendees and the number of high schools that came. And it's a full-blown, keynoter, breakout sessions and competition events and more. And the student chapters, the event team. I overlooked the column Fred was referring to. That's the number of suggested points. I didn't even read that column or pay attention. So I'll do that next year. I think on the doc, there's not much other than we're listed as an official student organization. So I thought that would help give another example.
Yeah. Appreciate doing that. Any other questions we can try to address for you? Or anything else?
We do have the sessions that are on the docket for next week, so we can use this as a reminder. So today, earlier this morning, we had the student org, kind of like birds of a feather, faculty advisors and students sharing recruiting ideas, officer succession plans, getting people to show up, modes of operation, online only, live only, or a combination of the two, and a lot more. And we got a lot of good sharing and exchanging of ideas, including mentioning that Discord resource and tool to kind of like create another networking opportunity that students are engaged in using. A week from today, in the morning half, we'll have a professional development session focused on, IT, back of the house infrastructure, and IT things along those lines related to the color purple and the number 7. So it should be a good one. That's going to be facilitated by our friends at Missouri State University. And in the afternoon, the debut of a new IT student organization that you can affiliate with. And there'll be some added language and procedures and processes and more. We literally are in the process of creating and finalizing and finishing those things. That's all brand new out of the box, as many of us got the cease and desist notice from using a heritage name that many of us, Texas State University included, had used for decades. So hear all about that new opportunity. It's called ITSA, IT Students of America.
We're so new, our appropriation documents came through yesterday. So stay tuned for next week. We'll have much more for
Um, Fred,
Yes.
or Kevin as well. Lisa asked, what is the timeline for decision on this year's chapter awards?
you. I am waiting on the judges right now. I'm hoping that by next week, I'll have an answer for everybody.
Great, thanks. Just curious. I missed the probably the first 5 minutes when you answered that. I was the late student. I'm sorry.
And on the wrong
I
time
was
zone.
refilling my drink and letting the dog out. So these work from home problems, right? And I'm running
Letting a
up
dog
the
out probably
stairs.
takes priority.
I ran up the stairs for y'all. So it's good to see you guys. Yes, I did tune in at 2 o'clock on time. And I forget, not everybody's on Eastern time anymore. So
Yeah.
I was actually an hour early, and then I fiddled around and was late. So maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll know something.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice
Well,
seeing
we're
you again, Lisa.
we're about like everybody else. We were hanging on, but we're, the big name change had us all in a turmoil for a while, and so we had already we took the AITP name off of our website and we changed it to IT Student Association, just temporarily until we could see what y'all were going to do. And we had kind of gone to calling ourselves in tech, just to try to get tech into the name.
And for those that already have a name or want to stick with a homegrown name, we're going to have a pathway to do that where you can still affiliate in different ways of mentioning it, recognizing it, styling it, and more.
Yeah, but I like having the overall organization that we're affiliated with, something that sounds kind of official and not homegrown. So sounds very official. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
I couldn't make it this morning. Some of us have classes, you know how that goes.
Oh,
But I'll try to make it again next week.
Well, we recorded everything and we'll be posting it. So you
Okay.
can review it.
Okay, Fred, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Other questions?
So for the judges are still currently evaluating the
Yep.
submissions?
Yep.
And how will notification, whenever they're finished, how will that happen?
I'll email everybody once they finish. Yep.
If you have the guests within the next 2 weeks or sooner.
I certainly hope so. I'm encouraging them to have it by next Friday.
Oh, cool. Because it'd be nice for, of course, all of us to know before the semester is over and have
Right.
additional rah-rahs and recognitions and whatnot.
Right. And next year, be sure to download the new spreadsheet. It'll be updated for the ITSA and maybe tweak it a little bit because it'll also serve as an annual report.
Sounds good.
All right. If there are no other questions, then enjoyed seeing everybody.